What is going on, everybody? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone. This is your weekly gear news update. This is where we talk about guitar gear. We do this every Wednesday at noon. I got up early this morning to find that we're still in kind of the holiday slump of new gear, but we've got some really cool new stuff. I'm really stoked about one of these things. So let's get right into it. Do me a favor, if you like guitar stuff at all, hit the subscribe button and the like button, because that's pretty much all we do here. Basically 5 days a week. So, if you like guitar stuff, check it out. Okay, Ibanez unveils the new Axe Design Lab series. So this is basically a completely new line. There was actually a couple of signature models that had some of these features before, but what they're trying to do is make a completely modern, completely updated new line of stuff. You know, we've seen this stuff here and there, but I feel like they're really trying to I hate the word normalize, but normalize these modern features. And they're doing it in a way where eventually, hopefully, they're going to actually have all of these in all of their model lines, you know, from bottom all the way to top. These features are going to come across there. So if you see this picture here, it's got a bunch of stuff. Notably, there's 6, 7, 8, and 9 string guitars. There are a couple of multi-scale necks here, and there is a 6-string guitar with 27 frets. This has been done before. I think, again, I'll mention on a couple of signature models, but this is kind of a new thing. So to have on just one of their regular models. Once they build this all out, if this goes the way I think they want it to go, this is going to be pretty cool. This is one of those things you're going to have to go look, because if you're into this stuff, there's probably going to be some new and cool things for you. You're probably already an Ibanez fan going down the road of multi-scale stuff and, you know, multi-string. I mean, you know, more strings. This is really neat. It's not an area that I venture into very much, but it's pretty cool, actually. And that 27 fret thing really intrigues me. Very interesting stuff from Ibanez. Okay, what I really want to talk about is the Pentatone preamp pedal from Ibanez. I think this thing's like $250. Let's get that out of the way. But the features in this thing, if you watch YouTube videos on it, they talk about it being, because it's technically a distortion pedal. So you might say, okay, well, I'm not a high gain person, so this is probably not for me. However, there are a bunch of tools in this thing that I think just about everybody could use. So if we do a blown up picture of this thing, let's just look at this thing for a second. I'm really, I don't usually blow up pictures when we do the news, but let's look at this thing. So it's a preamp, obviously. It's got a gain knob, obviously. It's got a level, normal stuff, treble and bass. Okay, cool. Now, it's got a couple of very interesting other knobs. We've got a pre-boost, so boost before, and we've got a post-boost with individual levels on them. And the post-boost you can actually switch with your foot. So the one switch on the right's the normal on-off for the pedal, the bypass switch for the pedal. But the one on the left is an extra boost, post. We also have a pre-boost that's switchable with the toggle. This is very, very interesting, and I believe that there is a remote, you can plug a remote switch into it and be able to use a couple of the features, and one of them is the pre-boost. Now, the other thing that's really interesting about this is noise floor on overdrive and distortion pedals can be a little high. It can get a little, you know. So let's put a noise gate on the thing too. Switchable, so you don't have to use it, which is pretty cool. So now we're getting whack features on a distortion pedal. Like I said, I don't usually take this much time, but this is very, very cool. Now, let's go into the EQ section. So you have your normal bass and your normal treble, but it has a switchable EQ. Now, you see the sliders there, but you also see parametric EQs for the sliders. So you got boost and cut for each of the EQ bands that are adjustable. So the low one is adjusted from 30 hertz to 100, and the high one is adjusted from 1.5 to 14.5 K. So, and everywhere in between for the other ones. So you can really, really dial this thing in. Now, what I think is really neat about this is since it's a preamp, they're touting it as a preamp distortion pedal. Does this mean then, and I've seen it in a couple of videos, I actually watched some this morning, where you could use this with the gain really low and then just have all this other feature set available to you for use with other pedals, for use in front of your amp. And then to be able to have that pre and post boost, to understand what that does, well, that almost requires its own video. Why you would put a pedal, you would boost before a pedal or after a pedal. That almost requires its own video. But as far as signal chain order stuff, but this is the flexibility that this thing allows, and the features that it has in it for $249 I think is really, really cool. And it's not just a distortion pedal in my mind, it's just an overall tool that you could have on your pedal board that you might not use all the time, but then you might have some EQ settings, baseline EQ settings in there that you could actually leave on, right? This could be a leave on, clean up sort of situation, or all the way to super high gain stuff, which I've seen it used a couple of different ways like that, and I think it's really, really cool. This is a neat pedal. I'm very interested in this. I think this is a really cool tone shaping thing. Anyway, getting a little nerdy on one pedal today, but we didn't have a ton of news, a bunch of stories, and this one really intrigues me. I mentioned in a video a couple weeks ago that I always forget about my own stuff. So, Thruxton 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago released our new Thruxton Alnico 2 humbucker. This was literally inspired by Slash, to tell you the truth. Just to give you a little backstory, November Rain is my wife's favorite song, and we are pretty big Slash fans around here. Her more than me, but it led me down a whole rabbit hole probably 6 or 7 months ago, listening to a bunch of sounds, listening to a bunch of tones from him over a whole bunch of different periods of time. And I've always been I like Alnico 5 stuff and not 2. And so I've never really gone down that road of those other, I just tell myself that I don't like them that much, which is not fair. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to look into this. And so I spent a bunch of time goofing around with some stuff, and we came out with the Thruxton humbucker. It's named after an English racetrack. Since Slash was born in England, it's kind of one of those things, and all of our pickups are named after some sort of motorsports nomenclature. That's kind of how it goes around here because I'm a bit of a gearhead. So, the Thruxton Alnico 2 humbucker, it's available at Thruxton right now. It is really, really, really good. I am really happy with it. By the time you see this video, when you go to the link that's below, because we'll have all the stuff from today linked below, there will be the video, the release video, and you'll be able to hear it next to some other pickups that we make too. But I think you'll dig it. It's pretty cool. I'm really, really stoked about it. And we also released cream black zebra for all of our humbuckers. We had not done that before, so now we have cream black humbuckers across the line. So you can get any of our humbuckers in cream black, which we've not done before. I don't know why. Maybe I just thought it was a pain, but I know you guys really like them, so let's do it, right? So anyway, there's a couple of things for you there. We have a bunch of really cool videos coming out soon. I've been shooting a ton. We've got a live stream coming out on Thursday. That's the normal thing. Super fun stuff lately. We've been having a lot of fun with that. Little off-topic stuff after 9 o'clock, which is pretty fun. We've got a video coming out on Friday on the, it's not in here, the RevStar. So the $500, the cheapest RevStar, we bought it. We shot a demo video with it. We did a bunch of upgrades to it. Really, really fun stuff. That's coming out on Friday. And then we've got a pretty cool comparison coming out on Monday. So if you like guitar stuff, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and the like button. Check out the links below. And if you want to directly support the channel, go to DylanTalksTone.com and buy some pickups. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you tomorrow during the live stream.